Hello, my name is Lee Bushmaker. This next series of videos involves somewhat of a Thanksgiving message to the rest of our company related to our Employee Stock Ownership Plan, or ESOP. The first part of the video is a brief interview with one of our truck drivers here at the St. Paul branch. His name is Alan Quigley, and I asked him what he had thought about the ESOP and what his experience has been like. Also, the second part of the video is bits and pieces of a recent presentation for our Eastern MacArthur Distribution Managers Meeting. I chopped out all the parts that are kind of, I burnt off the dead wood, so to speak. So it's a little bit choppy, but it's kind of a highlight reel of the meeting. So if you can bear through the choppiness, the message is still there. Thanks a lot. What has the ESOP meant to you as far as that stock ownership, specifically as it relates to the opportunities that you have as a truck driver?
Well, there are places that might pay you $1 or $2 more per hour, but if you look at the big picture, that ESOP pays way better than a slight raise, and it's like a big savings account for when you retire. It's something you need. Everybody needs it.
As far as how it relates to your family, any ideas on or thoughts on the ESOP?
Well, what I'm going to use mine for in the end when I retire is help pay the mortgage off on the house.
Yeah.
It'll go a long ways towards that. And that 401k too is a good deal because that's like picking up free money.
Yep.
They match what you put in. It's like a raise.
Would there be any words of advice that you could share with the truck drivers that are just starting their career at MacArthur? In their 20s and 30s, and any advice that you would give to them as far as what the ESOP could mean for them and their career in transportation?
Well, this company, first of all, isn't perfect, but no company is. This company treats you pretty good, and they're real stable. That's the number one thing you need to look at. A lot of these trucking companies don't last very long. They're like a flash in the pan, or they're just all for themselves and don't really give a lot back to their employees. This company is the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Thanks. Yeah, that's an awesome message, and that I try to spread that as much as possible, and sitting down with a person like you that is out there making those deliveries, representing the face of the company. This is also a real privilege to sit down with you and say hello and say thanks for what you're doing. Truck drivers are where the rubber meets the road with this company, and we're a distribution company, and it's impossible without you guys, so thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. All right. Well, that should be good. All right. Thanks, Alan. Yeah. We're here at the Eastern MacArthur Managers Meeting, and this is a message that'll go out to the rest of the company. The point of this message is to give an update on our company, just treating you like owners and keeping you well informed. Everybody has their lanes of responsibility. It's always good to get a kind of a broad view of what our company has been up to, treating you like the shareholders that you are. The big significant thing that happened recently is each year in October we buy back a block of stock from the people that have retired from the company. It's a big transaction. This year we bought about $19 million worth of stock back, and there were some significant retirees, and we're seeing a lot more of that. If money was the issue for retirement, our ESOP is making that less of an issue for a lot of people. I recently went to Northern California, and that's in that Silicon Valley region. Business is booming out there. The tech companies are building big facilities that need to be well insulated, and we're providing a lot of insulation for them. It was just really welcoming to be out in Northern California. These are top quality managers that could work anywhere they wanted to, and they choose to work for our company. The things that I was seeing out there is just like the things that you guys are doing too that are significant. It's taking care of that inventory. Our inventory levels are down. and our sales are up. Good job. And that is a tip of the hat to the IT team too. They've built some pretty interesting programs that help us manage our inventory better and turn it faster. Turning our inventory faster and keeping our warehouses lean keeps as much cash in the bank as possible. And that's how we get valued each year. They look at our bank account and they say, what would a person in a reasonable state of mind pay to own that bank account going forward? The more cash we have in that bank account, the healthier our stock price is. All the support that we have from all over the country and the boots on the ground, the people at the branches loading those trucks up and selling the material, it all comes together to pile up the cash in the bank account. And that cash in the bank account allows us to buy that $19 million worth of stock back. If you guys aren't doing what you're doing out there, creating that cash flow, we can't do that repurchase. It'll be a bad day for our ESOP when people raise their hand and they want to get paid out and we don't have the cash to do it. So that's what we're doing each day, and that health of the bank account keeps the value rising and allows us to buy back that stock. We bought back $19 million worth. $4 million was that match cash, your 401k. You put $1 into the 401k, the company gives us $1 for the first 6% that we contribute. So we had about $4 million worth of cash in the plan already. That got immediately converted into stock into each of our accounts if you're contributing to the 401k. Then there's a $15 million block of stock left. That goes into the unallocated pool of stock, and then it'll be slowly released over a 30-year period. So an employee hired today, an employee hired 30 years from now, will be receiving some of those shares that we bought back this year. And that's kind of that circle of the ESOP life kind of thing. Allocate shares, people leave, we pay them out, shares come back in, and then we reallocate those shares again. So that's how our ESOP works. And it's our business operations and the strong cash flow that allows us to keep that cycle going. Another update on the Snavely side of things. That acquisition worked out just how we thought it would, and that's a beautiful thing. Usually acquisitions are full of bumps and potholes and stuff like that, but Snavely was a high quality company at a fair price, full of great people. So that's working out great, and cheers to the Snavely folks for delivery. It's impressive. They just opened up a new facility in Houston, and that's they're greenfielding it, starting it up new. So there's some challenges there, but they're giving it their all. So hopefully we can make that work, because Texas is a great market. On the MacArthur distribution side of things, we did a smaller acquisition in Boise, Idaho, and that seems to be working out just how we thought it would too, which once again it sounds like that would be a natural thing to happen, but in acquisitions, most of them do not work out well. But back to that repurchase side of things, it's pretty cool seeing the full cycle of the ESOP, where people work here, they accumulate shares, then they raise their hand, they retire, and then we pay them out. There's a lot of big shoes to fill. There's a lot of senior leadership that is retiring, and that can be intimidating or scary in some ways, but it can also be extremely exciting. We have a lot of very talented people that are waiting for the opportunity to willfully take on that responsibility for those shoes that need to be filled. Mark Stanley was just in here talking about safety, and safety is huge. The safer we are as a company, the more cash in our bank account and the higher our stock price will be. So please continue to be safe out there. Basically, the summary is that our customers, fellow co-owners, employees, and vendors will give to us as we give to them. So, treat them in an honest way, treat them how you would like to be treated, and our stock price will take care of itself. And the main point of this message too is that it's a chance to give thanks and show appreciation for what each of you are doing around the country. I know this is dealing with the eastern region of MacArthur, but we have 1,200 employees all over the country working really hard to make sure that we can buy back that stock each year and keep this ESOP going. And if we take care of the customers, our fellow co-workers, and the vendors, stock price will continue to rise. And another point too is that hard times will come for our company. They'll come for the economy. You can't throw fastballs the whole game. But what we're doing right now is preparing ourselves to weather a storm very well, and then we'll come out even better than before, because recessions are just inevitable. But we're in a very good spot to weather that next recession very well. So thanks for what you're doing each day for the company, and from all of us here in St. Paul. All your hard work is noticed and appreciated, and we really value each and every one of you. So, and it's a real privilege to be able to share that message with you as well. So, thank you. Keep up the great work.